Hey, welcome to the Huntsville Hustle podcast. As you can tell, it's looking very professional today. That's for a reason. I'm not in my home. I'm with Rocket City Momentum today. So welcome to the show, everybody. Brought to you by Vandy's Heating and Air. If you have trouble with your heating, your air, you guys go to Vandy's Heating and Air. I'm using cameras. I'm not used to this. This is excellent. So, hey, today we're with Lucas over there doing his thing, kind of the wizard behind the scenes, and Dana over here for Rocket City Momentum. So in case people have not heard of Rocket City Momentum, what do you guys do?
Well, you're looking at it, right?
Yes.
This is what we do. We basically help people tell their story in a really clear way. I think marketing gets very jargony and it gets really confusing, and we want to tell every little thing that happens. And so what we do is we just kind of clear the noise and help portray a message through story. That's what we do. Beautiful videos.
And you were showing me around, and on your dry erase board, it said, if you confuse, you lose.
You're right. You
That's
picked
right. That's
that
just what
up. I didn't even think you were paying attention then.
I pay attention. I pay attention. I'm going to notice my camera. Yeah, so let's take it back a little bit. So you guys are partners on this thing. How did you guys meet originally?
Actually, it goes way back to 2015.
Mountains forming.
Yes.
Sky time lapse. It was around 2015.
Yeah.
The name tag said 2017 on it.
But I don't think that's true. I think it was like 2015, 2016. And we did this little thing called BNI.
Oh, yeah.
We did not know each other before that. Lucas held the bank services seat.
Whoa, that's a lifetime ago. Right there.
And I was in an infant and child sleep consultant seat at the brand new forming chapter of Gateway BNI.
Oh, man. If you guys don't know BNI Gateway, a monster now.
Hey, that's when you were really big. You were a big dog in BNI at that time.
I was, yeah.
What chapter were you in?
Rocket City Referrals, a.k.a. Power Referral Partners. Had a name change there for a while. But yeah, I was in BNI for 9 years and still benefit from being in my chapter back in the day. So it was a great thing.
Yeah. So that's actually how we met too.
Yeah.
Small world.
Yeah. I work with a lot of moms, and in your former life, we got to get you to help some of my clients with it. If a baby's not sleeping, nobody's happy, right?
No one's happy.
Wow, you guys have really bank guy, baby person to this. It's a huge jump. That's amazing. So whose idea was it first? Let's bring it back.
Whose idea was it first? You want to go with that one, Lucas?
Okay. So I had been making videos for years, years and years, as an amateur, many years, and then as a professional for a long time, and suffering alone. Yeah, it was hard. And Dana was doing sleep coaching for babies, right? Like helping people and their children sleep. And we were in a chapter together. She had hired me a couple of times to produce videos for her baby sleep coaching thing. And I produced for him. And then she went to business coaching, did some business coaching, and I was like, yes, please, this lady's smart, this lady knows things, she can help, she's organized, the way she thinks makes good sense to me. And she went to business coaching, and she was my business coach for years, and got to watch me in my suffering. It was, one of those things. I'm sure it was probably painful and annoying to watch at times as I, cycled through my craziness, but still was excited about it. And then when it had crossed my mind before, I had been looking for business that was something in my life that I knew I wanted. But really when it was this for sure, is she started talking about something called StoryBrand. And the way that she was talking about it and the way that she was positioning it made so much sense. I had been making videos and that at that point for a long time, and was having this pain inside, because I would produce videos for clients, professionally produced videos, it cost thousands of dollars. And I knew it was going to be beautiful. I knew it was going to have great audio, knew it was going to have a story that was cool and interesting to watch. I didn't know if it was going to work. If people that were watching, that it would resonate with them, if it would convert to sales. I was selling commercials, a lot of commercials, and I had pain about that. And the way that she talked about StoryBrand and this thought process of how to kind of dissect the target audience and the problem and reposition the entire thing just made perfect sense. So with the background that she had, with the relationship that we had, it just made so much sense to me. And I don't know. I think it was it was like percolating maybe in my mind and like percolating in her mind. And then like, I don't know who said like, okay, let's do it. Like who
It just kind of happened. That's the short version.
We'll do an 8-part series on this whole breakdown
Lucas.
of it. Yeah,
No,
that's fantastic. But as a creative person, typically you don't have your skill set, right? So you can combine and kind of fill each other's gaps in for that way. So that's for sure on that. So tell me more about StoryBrand. I saw a certification in there. So speaking of B&I, Dr. Ivan Meisner, facts tell, but stories sell. So tell me more about this StoryBrand. How you got into that kind of coaching side?
Well, Joe, is it confession hour?
Yeah, it is. Come on in.
I'm a little bit of a certification junkie.
Oh,
I love to learn.
Yeah.
And I love to apply new things. And like, I feel when I do something, I want to do it wholeheartedly. And so when I moved out of the baby sleep space and into like more business coaching, I was like, I need to have all the skill sets. I need to know what I'm talking about. And so, StoryBrand, the book. Have you read that?
I have, yes.
It's a fantastic book. So Donald Miller, who has now become one of my mentors, right? They were doing this certification junkie in Nashville. And I was like, I really think I need that. I need that as part of, how does a business really go from good to great? How do we take that next step? And so I went and it really fired me up. And I could see all the applications of how you take that and apply it with video. And, maybe you didn't know it, but I was planting all these seeds, Lucas.
Yeah.
I knew what I was doing. No, but the StoryBrand basically follows along everything that I believe in of clarity, like clear is kind. You don't have to be so long-winded and you don't have to have all the details of everything. We just need to know what problem do they have and how do you solve it? And that's how it just cuts down to that.
Yeah. Because we're in a war of attention right now, right? If you don't hook them right away, they're gone. They have so many options. They're going to scroll. It's tough out there. So if you don't have someone that, like Lucas is great about creating these hooks for the videos you guys have. We were talking about this, the Cornerstone Initiative, Cornhole, his training montage leading up to that. If you guys have not seen that, go look it up. You can find it on YouTube. Check out their YouTube page. We'll link that in show notes. But amazing, right? I was hooked. If he had the headband on, I was in, right? So immediately I see Lucas in a headband.
Did you love the slap together where all of the, and I was like, I don't think it really goes because it's chalk with bean bags, but okay, we'll go with it.
Oh yeah. It was like a LeBron James thing. It was great. So stuff like that is what you really need. So Lucas also telling me a little bit how it's not just, hey, you come in, we film a bunch of content, and here it is. There's a system to it. There's the YouTube part, the shorts, all that. Can you kind of tell me and Lucas, if you want to take this, or Dan, you could either one, about how it's not just a bunch of stuff. Like there's a technique and a strategy to it as well.
Yeah, well, we find that people, like, it's almost kind of like dating and marriage, right? You don't go straight to asking for the sale, right? You have to kind of court them, and you have to get that visibility, and then you have to get that credibility, and then you can say, hey, do you need this product? It solves the problem you have. And so what we do is we kind of comprise, it's a system, so that you've got little pieces that are doing the visibility. You've got little pieces that are building your credibility. So I've got your attention. Well, now can you trust me? Do I know what I'm talking about? Do I have some social proof? And then you have to follow it up and actually ask for the sale. And that's where a lot of people miss it. They don't have a really strong call to action that moves people forward. They might end the video or whatever and, oh, that was really nice. Scroll on.
Yep.
Right? There was nothing compelling enough to say, hey, are you ready? Let's go. Click here, buy now. Right? And so we work really hard on the front end to make sure that when we are there to capture everything on film day, that we're getting the right pieces. And then we can put it all together and distribute it for people, because the next piece that we saw was they would get their videos, and then what would they do with them?
Right. Yeah.
And it would just sit there. And then people are like, oh, but I look really tired. I look really fat. I look really all of this. And sometimes you just
I don't like the sound of my voice.
Oh, yes.
Who would say such a thing?
Who would say that? And you just have to get over yourself.
Yep.
But it makes it so much easier. I don't know if you've seen any of Megan Chitwood's content.
Yep.
We film 90 days of content in one day.
Oh.
And so we had already done all the filming. We had done all the posts. And I sent her a message. I was like, okay, it's starting tomorrow. And she was like, okay. And it turned on. And she's like the very first one. She was like, oh my God, make it stop. Turn it off. And she was like, wait, I have 90 more days of this. And then she got more and more used to it, right? But there was so much attention. She started getting all these messages immediately. And she was like, oh.
It's working too good.
And she told me, she was like, if I was the one having to post these, I would have stopped. I would have made it stop.
That's why you hire a professional, right?
Yes.
That's why you hire a professional. So who is your ideal client? Who do you like to most work with the most?
Probably our ideal clients are those that want to be seen as a thought leader in a particular space. Okay. Somebody who really wants to have content that shows their expertise in a way that doesn't bore people. Yeah. Right? That really, like, they want to own this piece of the market, and they want to get really clear with who they're talking to, so that when they get on video, people are like, oh, that they're talking to me. Are they in my head? Are they like secretly? What would you add to that, Lucas?
First of all, I would add that I think it's incredibly apparent the difference that lighting makes. I just want to make that very clear. Like, if you
didn't get any lighting.
Take a quick look here. Oh, Dana, there's Dana. Look at you. Oh, look, it's Joe.
Joe.
What is a troll doing in the studio? Yeah. Lighting is important, okay?
You're the behind the scenes guy. You got a face for radio.
I would say, yeah, I know. And I'm like glistening in the moonlight. I would add this. I would just say that, like, the way that we produce media really is to create a kind of like an ecosystem that, and like in the pre-production part, which is such an important piece, which is, I'm so grateful to have Dana, that and she delves into it, and then I get to like look at it and just like tweak if necessary, right? And most of the time not.
Whatever, he tweaks the heck out of it.
Like, okay, don't talk when I'm going. I can't switch. Okay, so but the thing to remember is somebody sees the short, and they follow that breadcrumb. If you're lucky. And if they follow the breadcrumb and you provide to them other tasty breadcrumbs that are similar to that tasty first breadcrumb, now you've got something that's working. And that's how we design it, right? And so they follow the crumbs, the tasty little crumbs all along the way, and then they get the chocolate chip cookie. They're chocolate chip crumbs in this example. And then on the other side of that, it's a big chocolate chip cookie cake. And then now they're watching the full podcast and watching the full YouTube videos. And that's the key. And in most cases, what we found when people get content produced is they're producing lots of content, and it's a lot of people are just producing nothing. But if they are producing lots of things, they're producing a bunch of stuff that's like, kudos for making things. It's kind of random and everywhere. And so someone who likes this goes down that line, and the next breadcrumb doesn't make sense. And so the opportunity evaporates. So that's just a huge piece of what we do. And I'm just proud of the stuff we're producing with Megan, and like the response she's getting. It's just like, because we want to provide value. And if that's not happening, then I don't feel right about it. So
there's really 3 places that we feel like we really excel. And one is like the content, the like 90 days in a day kind of thing. Events. So making events look like they were a party you did not want to miss.
FOMO.
Oh yeah, FOMO. We got events covered. And then the third are like commercials or ads, really ads that captivate and pull the attention and really do that really good job of getting that hook. If we've got some really cute ones with dogs, we did one just this past week with a pet crematory, but it's going to be a really cute commercial. It made me sad, but also we had the family there, and we had sweet dog. I don't know if you know Claire West, but her dog was amazing. We started the day off, and I thought, okay, kids and dogs.
You're not supposed to work with them, right?
This is going to be a tough day. Lucas was the one that whined the most.
Oh, well, that's he'll edit that part out later. Don't worry.
Oh, no, I won't. I'll just replay it over and over again. But no, Claire's dog was amazing. Totally amazing.
Yeah. Well, I think the main thing I'm hearing as a busy business owner, it's done for you. Mm-hmm. I just show up. Like for I walked in. I haven't done anything. I sat down. I got my questions. So I don't go off the rails. But I came in. Lucas does a bunch of magic things. That's why he's behind the camera doing things. Dana walks in like the talent. She just comes in, puts in context, and she's ready to roll, right? So you could do that too. You could be the talent. You just come in. You've already written everything out for me, right? I just got to hey, go over here, do this. I don't have to prepare anything. I just show up.
We even
and it's done for you.
teleprompt it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. See, that's what you want. And then after, I don't have to edit. Who's got time to edit? Nobody. Who's got time to post? Where do I put? It's direction, step by step, done for you. That's what you want as a busy business owner, right?
No.
Yeah. So, as hard as part of growing this business, convincing owners they need that for their business, they need content. What's the hardest part about growing this business?
So I would say the hardest part, maybe it's not the hardest, it's the challenge, right?
Yeah.
Is I had a very lifestyle business. I would say that I owned a job, not necessarily a business.
Yeah.
And maybe Lucas agrees, maybe he's in a similar boat, but what we're trying to build here is actually a business. And so it is coming up with the system. It's coming up with the support. What kind of editing houses can we use? How can we get some really good talent to help us that are going to create, like capture the video the same way that we want it to be captured, right? How can I get somebody and train them to write copy the way that I like the copy to be written so that everything is not dependent on us and that we can scale? That's really, it's the most exciting, but it's also the most challenging. And it's something that really neither one of us has really done before. Now I've coached businesses to scale.
Sure.
But I had never done it in mine because at that time I had small children at home. I only wanted a couple clients and I was good. And I could work with them. I could work remotely. I could work from the beach. It didn't matter, right?
Yep.
And so now it's a little bit of a different story.
Very cool. You got to have your systems. That's a word that comes up over and over on this podcast right here. So if you're going to scale, it starts with systems, right? And that's what you guys do. So what's kind of the next thing on the horizon that you guys are working on? Is there something you got in the work? I know you guys are always like you're the more and he's the simpler. What's the more? Let's ask you. What's the next thing?
Well, okay, great. This is actually his idea.
Oh,
okay. So we are going to put together an intern program where we are actually teaching how to do like event capture and editing to match the high quality level that we like to see. So we're going to work with anyone that's really wanting to learn more in that space and teach them how to do it. And then we'll kind of have the cream of the crop that we can choose from and give them positions right here to work with us.
In-house right there.
Yeah.
So I got an idea. I'll talk to you off camera about it. I have an idea for that, but I'd like to hear that. But what's one small thing that you would look for in an intern? Like what's one little thing in the intern? Do you have any ideas?
Oh gosh, I'm sure we're going to really learn that.
Yeah.
We're going to learn more and more and more about that. One of the biggest things that we're trying to build around here is a culture of excellence. We want to make sure that the people that we're bringing, we like to be around, because if you don't like going to your job every day, what is life about? Right? Like
we've all done it. I've worked a few of them.
And then, and you like, okay. And you saw the light at the end of the tunnel. You're like, if I could just get here. Right. And so, I think that we choose who we want to be around. So we want people that are high energy and that can help balance some of the chaos and the disorganization with organization, right? And that are fun to be around and have that creative eye.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be best. What would you add?
Good
Lucas?
luck with all of those things.
That's one person.
Yeah.
I thought that was 15 people.
Oh yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Hey, we just want people like us.
I mean, it's a balancing act. I think like for the hardest part, like Dana was saying, is like, okay, it's one thing having a job, building a job. It's a different thing building a business, like really when you start to look at it that way. And that's where we're at now, where it's time. And that's good. It hurts. It's hard. It's not easy. And like, fine, like, okay, I need this much money to pay people that know how to do all this stuff already. Okay, is that true? Okay, no, if that's not true, okay, fine. Then I have to train them. I have to find people that don't know how to do it and train them. But are the people that I'm gonna find into film production, right? Like that would be my first thought when you said, okay, well, what are you looking for in an intern? Like my the intern that I'm thinking of is not the same intern that Dana's thinking. She's got her list of things. She's like, I've got to get these things off my plate, and I've got my list of things. And so I'm like, I really need somebody who's like super nerding out on cameras. So they want to be on set. They want to see. They want to get closer. I want me from 10 years ago, right? Like Megan was saying on the show. I need versions of myself from 10 years ago that are like, and then what do you do? And how do you do this? And why do you do it like that? And what about this thing? Is this how it's supposed to be? Who maybe isn't the same person who can take the, whatever you want to call it, of chaos and whirlwind of like creativity and like organize those things, right?
Oh, so we need a mini Lucas and a mini Dana.
Okay, all right.
That's what we need.
Like he said, good luck. Y'all are pretty unique people.
We're going to find it.
Oh, yeah, they're out there. They are out there. And people want to be involved in something cool. I think this is you guys are super passionate about it and you're very knowledgeable. You have a lot to pass on. And if you're beginning in this industry, why not? Right. So I want to take it back. So I was on your podcast a while back. It was not in this studio. What has changed from when you first started to now?
Consistency. What is the biggest change? Well, we started in Lucas's garage. Mm-hmm. And I was like, Lucas, we can't stay in your garage. And he's like, why not? It's a perfectly good garage.
Doesn't sound like a bully at all.
That doesn't solve, okay, bullies bullying bullies are heroes. Okay, they're not heroes, but...
And
it was a great garage.
It was a great garage.
It's a bad garage,
It was a great garage. It was a great starting...
Mom would bring us meatloaf while we're in there. It was great.
It was a great starting point.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay, first off, parking was an issue, right? But also when we started to expand into outside of just friends and family that would understand that, I was like, don't we need a little bit more professional footprint? Maybe not always, but it felt like it to me. And then eventually,
no, it did.
Lucas.
It's true. It's like kind of like when you're making it for yourself and doing it for yourself, it's one thing. But when you start asking for money and saying like, hey, we're going to produce this, it doesn't really like, I'm conflicted with this idea because what really matters is the output. Mm-hmm. However, that's not actually all the way true. Like the experience of the production also matters. Whether or not someone is going to say yes is, especially for like thousands of dollars worth of production, you've got to build a lot of trust. And you might be asking a lot of somebody to be saying, hey, I need $25,000 to produce this for you. And we're going to do it like in my living room. Like, it can be complicated. And so it made good sense. It made really good sense. And then also, it was a plus that anytime we had filming, Jackie, my wife, would go insane and clean everything top to bottom. But
it doesn't happen anymore, right?
It's not like that anymore. We have a studio now. So that's also kind of a benefit, I guess, in a lot of ways.
Yeah, we actually do have clients that will come just to legitimize the business.
Sure.
They want to come to the studio just to say, okay, is this a real place? There was, what was the joke Casey, not really joke, but the story Casey was telling us the other day, he was like, y'all are just two guys in a garage, are you? A lot of businesses start that way.
Steve Jobs, shout out Steve Jobs, right?
Right. I mean, he did all right.
What was the house? What was the other one? I can't pronounce
there's
his
a
last
lot.
name.
Dell started in a garage.
Yeah.
I think a lot of businesses do, but there is a point where you're like, okay.
The product was great though.
Yeah.
Let's not lose that. In the garage, the product was still great. But like you're saying, his experience
and scaling
I'm
it.
in this dude's living room. What is this? He left his boxers over here. Not that would ever happen.
It's not
but
a specific example.
they were clean.
You remember
just to
you
point
saw
out,
them.
they were clean. Just put that out. So,
but in Casey's story, the two dudes in the garage, amazing, had an amazing thing to offer, and had set up this big meeting to meet with some people, and they decided they were developing this entire program.
It was millions. It was like it was millions of dollars for this contract that they were going for.
Huge thing, yeah. And so what did they do? They decided they were going to get a space.
They rented a space for a day.
For a day, they rented a space, and they have this big meeting, And like the people by the end of the conversation were like, yeah, we just wanted to make sure you guys weren't just two dudes in a garage. And they're like, oh yeah, no way.
Totally. Would never be that.
No, what are you crazy? No way. No.
But you know what we have found though, it's really hard to find a controlled area that we can completely tear apart and assemble a whole new set. And even when it was like at his house, like we would have to take over like the kitchen and take over like if we wanted to film a certain scene. And so it's so much more convenient to just be able to like have that room kind of destroyed. Remember, all that matters is inside that little box, right?
That's it. This is a perfect time for a segue.
Ooh.
If you are two dudes in a garage and you need to rent office space for one day, the Huntsville Hub is excellent at that. Kelly Andrews will hook you up. If you want to act like you actually have a legitimate business, go rent you some office space at the Huntsville Hub. So this is a rapid fire section. Let's get a quick little answers right here. I'm going to just specifically focus on you. Just you.
Just
I'm going to lock in on you. All right, the first one. Morning person or night owl?
Night owl.
Favorite Huntsville spot to eat?
We eat a lot of Firewalk.
I'm a fan of Firewalk. One word to describe Huntsville right now.
Growing.
Whether you like it or not, right? So what's the best piece of advice you've ever received?
Don't listen to people's advice. Trust your gut.
I thought like Dwight Schrute or something like there. So what's one habit that's made the biggest difference for you?
Full focus planner.
Oh, that's a game changer.
Yeah.
Yep. If you could go back and tell yourself something when you started, what would it be?
Stop waiting for permission.
Ooh, get contacts.
Yes.
All right, that was it. That's all I have for those. You did very good. I'd go rent two dudes in a garage. Go to Huntsville Hub.
Hey, we were at Huntsville Hub before we came here.
There you go. It's a great spot. You can attest to them. They do great. Kelly's very nice. She's very connected. She's a very good networker. So go by. At least take a tour. Go take a tour of Huntsville Hub. So we kind of talked about it. But is there anything else kind of on the horizon you'd like to see in 5 years? I'd like to see the Rocket City Momentum doing this.
I would love to have event teams that we go and just deploy. We become the go-to, like if your event isn't covered by Rocket City Momentum, is it even an event?
Oh, yeah. There you go. We're going to mark this right now.
Let's do it. And it's so funny because we're like days away from our 1 year anniversary. Cinco de Mayo is actually our 1 year anniversary for Rocket City Momentum opening up the studio and really becoming what it is becoming.
Wow. What a jump. In a year. That's all. That's amazing. So I like to ask, what's something our podcast community could do to help you guys?
Okay. We have a Facebook group. It's called Rocket City Momentum Casting and Props, I think. And we are always looking for talent.
Oh, okay.
And so if people are interested in acting, if they're interested in just being on set, maybe you want to get some film experience, you want to come in as a PA, you could look there, sign up, whatever, join, follow the Facebook group, right? And we post things there when we're looking for, maybe even sometimes it's a prop or a location or just things that we need to pull off a production.
It's always fun stuff too. I've seen it. You're asking for come out, have fun, be with some cool people, learn some production stuff. Maybe
and sometimes we pay for it too. Right?
I've seen some. I didn't want to bring it up, but I've seen some dollar signs in there too. So it's a cool opportunity. We'll link that in show notes as well. So speaking of show notes, how can people find you? What are the links? What are your websites, social media? How can people find you?
Yeah, rocketcitymomentum.com. We are pretty much on. Well, I guess we can't say every platform, but if you're on LinkedIn, if you're on Instagram, if you're on TikTok, like we're trying to show up everywhere, Facebook. You know what we're not doing is
4chan?
X.
Oh, X. Okay.
Okay. Are you on that?
I think I have an account. I don't know what goes on over there. People are very angry over there. I don't know if you know, people are very angry over there.
Very interesting fact that I just picked up from a recent StoryBrand session. They were saying that X is actually performing the best in conversions across like authors and people with products and like better than Facebook, better than Instagram. People are buying more on X than the other platforms.
Well, maybe I should be on there.
I would not have thought that.
No. I guess you got to get on there and find out, right?
Get on there.
So that's what's next for Rocket City.
Maybe that's what's
Because we all
next.
need one extra thing to do in our
Go ahead and
right?
do that.
Yeah, why not? Extra stuff in their lives. So you guys did awesome. This is so cool. Hey, done for you. If you're a business owner and you want some content, you don't have time to do it. You don't have time to write it. You don't have to film it or edit it. Come in here, knock it out. You could do 90 days of content in one day.
In one day.
That's wild right there. That's a great deal. RocketCityMomentum.com. Go check them out right there. Follow them on the socials. Hey, I'd like to thank our sponsor, Vandy's Heating and Air. It's going to be hot eventually. It's going to be cold. We don't know. Get your unit fixed. They can help you out on that. If you have a mini split, they have great deals on those. Homely Huntsville newsletter, follow them. Find out what's going on in the world with jobs and homes and everything going on. Pets are even in there. Pets are even in there. And then we mentioned Huntsville Hub. Go by there. 2 dudes in the garage. Get you some office space. Dana, Lucas, thank you so much for having me on here. And the space is amazing right here. I'm so jealous. It's not just a laptop like I'm used to. So thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, I'm so glad that you came out, and I'm glad that you did it this way and got to feel the whole experience.
Oh, man. I don't know if I can go back. That's a problem. You may have ruined me. You may see me again. So appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you for tuning in to Huntsville Hustle Podcast. See you next week on the Huntsville Hustle Podcast. And spread the word. Somebody needs Rocket City Momentum in their life, and you can connect them. Do that this week, and we'll see you guys next week.